I didn't want to be muddy today, but I got mud on everything. A 20-minute video caused me to do laundry because I got mud on everything. These were finally drying off, but now they're muddy. Don't want to load them into stuff because they really are so filthy. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so good. All the rain we get lately, I'm sure these will dry right out and not cause a whole mess. Don't worry. Not like I had anything I wanted to be clean. Why not cover everything in mud? The Jeep was clean. You see how well that worked out for the Jeep, don't you? Oh, God. How's it going, guys? So today we're going to talk about something that everybody needs if you're going to go off-roading. You might even need it if you're not going off-roading. You still might get stuck. Y'all have seen these on like all the off-road rigs, right? You know, they have them like up on top or maybe on the side. Everyone has them, okay? These ones specifically are called GoTreads, or the company's called GoTreads, but ultimately it's your traction gaining something for if you get stuck in the mud. Now, everyone I see, everyone across the internet, they're using the big old style solid GoTreads, okay? They're still about this long, but they're one piece. You'll see everybody have them up on top of their overlanding vehicles, but I decided to try something new. We got folding ones. Folding. Now the nice part is, and as you can see, the one sitting right there, it's small. Okay, that means that not only can I take this when we go, trailing in the Jeep, but I can throw this in, well, in anything. When we go overlanding on our Ford Bronco Sport Badlands Edition, and that's when we bought these when we were overlanding. These sit in a small bag right in the back. Pretty easy to carry. I also threw these in my Dodge Dually the other day. Guess what? They're muddy right now because I got my Dodge Dually stuck. So great thing I had them, right? So this is the bag they come in. As you can see, it's not a very big bag. Obviously, when they're both in there, because they're squares, becomes a square, but it's just a small little bag. They can be thrown pretty much anywhere. I put this in my dually. I put it in my race trailer. I kind of just toss this everywhere. If I need it, I have it. So with the bag, you're gonna get instructions, which are nice. Who doesn't love instructions? Yeah, because I can't read anyways. But this is what this looks like. Okay. Get going again with GoTreads. GoTreads are what everyone uses anyways. We flip these over. Ooh. These are both the same card, which is nice because you might want one in a glove box or whatever. I leave them in the bag because, well, hopefully I have the bag. But as you can see, we toss these in there, we dig them down into the hole, and then you're able to drive out. The nice part is, and the reason that I'm going to really push this product is we've had it for a year, and that's I was waiting until we actually got some use out of it before I went on and did a review because, well, let's be honest. Reviews don't mean anything if you just have the product and you don't use it, right? Reviews don't mean anything. Like unboxing and reviews, I mean, I get it. I get you're trying to give your opinion on what you're seeing, but you got to use the dang thing, right? So here's why I believe in these so much. So let's say you get stuck in the mud. Let's use this board as an example for the old style of GoTread. I'm talking about the big long ones, the solid pieces. Let's just call this board an example of that GoTread, okay? So you get stuck in the mud, and you shove this down into the hole under your tire, and say the ground's right here. You shove it down in the hole, right? See all this? See all this end? That's got to go somewhere, guys. So hopefully, you're in an all-wheel drive vehicle like our Jeep, and so when you shove this in there, you have all that room in the front. Where we well, you're not gonna see it anyways off camera. We have all that room in the front. But if you don't, and you're in a rear-wheel drive vehicle, and you're trying to drive forward, and you shove this in the back like this, it's gonna hit. Now you hope you got a high enough vehicle, but why can't you use the long ones on a regular side, regular lifted vehicle? Well, you're gonna hit. You're gonna hit the body, and when you start to move or rocking back and forth, you got no control over that force, okay? Let's say you do have it in there like that, and you start to go, and it starts to kick up like this, and you roll back in a hole, and it smacks into the bottom of your vehicle. You're going to cause damage over time. Now, that might not be a big deal if it's like a trail-only rig, but if you're going to overland with like a brand new SUV like our Bronco Sport Badlands, I obviously don't want to cause extra damage for nothing, right? So let's get rid of this teeter-totter and all this extra that we need to put somewhere and get foldable ones. So this is pretty much the answer to all of those issues, okay? You still shove it down in the hole. You have all this, you can really jam underneath that tire, and then, you know, when it gets up to the top of the hole, it lies flat. If there's other terrain, it flexes in that direction too, up and down and wherever it wants to go. So you don't have that teeter-tottering effect, and you don't have that issue. The other nice part, and if you ever used the hard GoTreads, you know that sometimes they start to kick off to the side a little bit. This, because it doesn't teeter-totter, it's going to have more contact to the ground and maybe even more contact to the tire. It has the ability to flex around the tire, right? So you have more contact. You're not waiting for things to shift. Yeah. Okay, so I think these are the future. So what's the test? What do I have to do to prove to you that that's a good product? Do you trust me? I mean, you should trust me, honestly. If you're watching my channel, you should trust me quite a bit. I mean, I've been doing cars and trucks and stuff for more than a decade, and I mean, I went to school. I have my degree in, you know, classic restoration and automotive technologies and high performance and racing technologies and business, but that's not what you trust, right? You don't trust that I have the knowledge that it would work. You want to see it. Okay. 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 I had to go find a good Jeep key. Jeep key. But I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna sink it in this mud hole. I'll put it in two-wheel drive, because that sounds like the correct thing to do. I'll put it in two-wheel drive, we'll back it in, we'll sink it, and then we'll use the GoTreads and see if we can get out. That's correct, right? Yeah, that's correct. Let's do that. I think it's safe to assume that's stuck. I couldn't even almost get back there, so I know it's stuck. If I get out of this, honestly, it's impressive, guys. With you guys right now, I might be stuck. Like, I might really be stuck. So my property, I'm in what was originally the Black Swamp. That means it's all muck. It packs the tires instantly, and you get stuck. So we'll see if we can get out in two-wheel drive. If not, we'll put it in 4-low and just to see. We'll see. First off, what did we learn? I was genuinely stuck. That was not a let's see if it'll work like YouTube kind of moment. That was a genuine stuck in the mud kind of moment. So when I was backing into here before I wanted to do the test, I was already spinning tires way over there. I was already stuck and I had to put it into 4 low to back the rest of the way down in here to get back there. And that's why I had low expectations of actually getting out at all. Okay. Again, this is clay filled muck. I can't even get it off my hands. It's very, very clay filled. Okay. Once I got down in there, I didn't have enough room to move whatsoever in 2-wheel drive. I put it in 4-wheel drive, and by being able to rock a little bit, I get up on them, by being able to come back onto them and it being a solid platform, I was able to push forward further. And then I'll assume it was off camera. I haven't looked, but I'll assume it was off camera. I got stuck a second time in 4 low. So in 4 low, I was stuck up here where it's not as bad as back there. Actually, the other track's still in there. So as you can see, we started back there in a hole. Where's my finger? We started way back here in a deep hole. A deep hole. And then we got up to about here in 4 low, which when we got stuck again, you can see the track still down in there. But what's nice, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it, okay? So if I come here right off the track and I step down in here, I mean, you can already see the ground giving out from underneath me, but this is absolutely muck. If I come up here on the track, that is solid. Okay? That's the big thing with these tracks. There's going to be a situation like this where you ain't getting out with straight tracks or the curvy tracks unless you got a, oh, I'm about falling in, unless you got a 4-wheel drive vehicle. But I got out. Took some rocking and rolling. Honestly, that was a situation I could have been stuck in and had to pull out. But did my opinion change on these tracks? No, not at all, guys. I didn't have anything that I really had to climb up onto. Okay, when I shoved them down in the mud, I didn't have an incline that I needed to either climb or that needed to tilt. As soon as you get up on them, you're on them. If you drive off the other end of them, you have to back up onto them. They're pretty flat to the ground, and as you've seen, they're not sinking in the mud. When I step down onto it, it's solid. And that's the big key here, okay? I've used these a couple times now, and every time I've been happy with them. Like everything, there's going to be limitations. The straight ones are just as limited. If you can't shove it down into a hole, you have nothing to grab grip on. These ones, because of the flex at the end, you can get that end down in there, you can get it down into the hole. What I will say is that when I got it down in there, I took it when it was using itself because it bends. So I was hitting it like this against itself to get it packed under deeper. When I didn't get going at first, I walked over and I took my foot and I kicked it real hard and it went deeper that way. If you got a hammer or an axe or anything really, the nice part about these is you can fold them and then hit the knuckle so you're putting the force where it needs to be and not throughout the whole thing. Gives you a little bit more control, okay? I think these are great. I think they're what everybody needs. I think, honestly, I think if I didn't just have them right now, I wouldn't have got out. In all honesty. Not easy, at least, because the front was sinking, the rear was sinking, nothing was spinning because I was sinking so bad. And that at least gave me a platform to get up on to get that initial go. I wouldn't have had that initial go to get up to where I was at if I didn't have tracks under me. That's the reality of the fact. If the tracks weren't under me, I wouldn't have had a platform to sit on to get the momentum to get out of there. Now, when I got up further, I picked up the tracks, I brought them up, I backed up just a little bit so I can get the track where the tire was already able to go, because obviously the front's digging in too, but I got it underneath there, and that way I was able to back up a little bit, get back on it, and go and get that momentum to get out of there. This is a tiny product, guys. The normal ones are ginormous. You gotta have specialty mounts or some way to strap it to the top, but these are a tiny bag. That's the reality of it. It's a tiny bag. If you wanted to, I put it in the back of our Bronco Sport. Like I said, I toss it in a toy hauler in a shelf. I put it in the bed of my dually without any worry that it's going anywhere. that isn't a big target for somebody to steal, then big GoTracks are expensive. Okay, and if you're just up there on a couple nuts, those are easy to take off with, and I've heard of people stealing those. This ain't that. This is a little bag. The roof rack that we have up on top of our Bronco Sport, I tossed it up there and threw a strap around it quick to hold it down, and it stayed up on top. Nothing happened. No one stole it. I'm not worried about putting like locking nuts or anything on it, because who's going to steal that little bag unless you really knew what it was? And I haven't seen anybody else using these. We're on a Bronco Sport page. The reason we're doing this video, we're on a Bronco Sport page, and we posted saying, because they had the big ones up on top. They didn't have them stacked. They had them side by side. And I said, you can stack those, save some room. And I said, but I prefer the folding ones. And no one had heard about the folding ones. We had multiple comments saying they had never heard of the folding ones. If we could post pictures, if we could do something, that would be great. So here you go. Here's the folding ones. They take up this much room instead of the whole roof rack. That's the key. And if you really wanted to put the bag on something, like if you wanted to attach this to your vehicle, you could. Now that my Jeep's turned around and not where I wanted it to be. So let's just say you had this bag and you needed to attach it to something. If you have a strap or a hook or anything and you wanted to hook it there, you could. I mean, I would totally hook it there and then maybe run a strap around the body of the bag and pull it against the bar, right? Or, I mean, look how little that is. It sits right up inside there. Or you want less room, shove it up there behind the seats. Now this is so small it could really just go anywhere. Honestly, if you didn't want to put them in there, put your racks in the back of your seat or something stupid, right? That's the key here. Is they're so tiny. That bag is so tiny that you can just take it anywhere. You can use it anywhere, and they're just a great product. It's better than the big honka jonka things that you got to hang off the top or hang off the side. Which, if you got a Jeep, you know that right there ain't much of a side to be hanging stuff off of. It's tiny. It doesn't take much to get into your getting in area. So, what, you hang it off the back, hang it off the top, something like that. This is a small product that can be thrown anywhere. It can be thrown literally anywhere. Curiosity about something, guys. Curious. Let's see just how anywhere this could go. This is the bag, I know. But I wonder if you could. Look at that right there. That's the width of the bag. I ain't folding the bottom. I'll go get the track and put it in there if you don't believe me. Let's go get the track. That's the good stuff right there. Ugh. I got more weight in mud now than I did when I started. Hold on, I'm gonna put you guys down. Got a lot of weight in mud. So you could just toss these down inside of this little gap. One of these on each side. Pretty well out of the way. I'm sure I could get it back there further, but I ain't trying to slam it in there with these seats. But the point is, how small this is. It's so slippery I can't pick it up right now. You could put it anywhere. Literally anywhere. So, I think you need these, guys. I think these are perfect. Or about as perfect as you're going to get when you get stuck in the mud. I think they're good. Gosh, I'm filthy. I didn't come out here with the expectations of being covered in mud, but it is what it is, right? I ain't got any shop towels out here, all in the race trailer. I'm walking around looking for dirty shop towels that I was too lazy to throw away earlier to hopefully get some of this mud off my hands. Good enough. They'll still be over there for next time I forget to bring out towels. So I think it's a great product, and I think you need it, and I think I just had some fun getting stuck in the mud and getting out of the mud, and I think you're going to have fun when you get stuck in the mud and getting out of the mud. But you know what the most important thing is? As much as I love you guys sitting here watching my videos and watching me do dumb things, the internet and the TV and the phone does not help you have fun. It does not get projects done. It does not take you into nature to have a good time. So get off the phones, build cool stuff, tag me if you build cool stuff so I can see it. That tag right there, tag me in whatever you're on, social media, YouTube, most importantly, have fun, have a good day.